Coach doesn't have any huge revelations in this one, but he really just wants to iron out the game plan. So let's just rush through it. So we got Trevor. He said with Braun, he thinks time is running out on the guy after next season. This will be Luka's team. I think they'll want LeBron to get one more as the number one on the team. I don't think he's getting a six, but if he does, it'll be as a second star of a team. I'm with you on Brown's lines. He said with Cal, he was just commenting on the players. Yeah, same here. I'm not like scared of Cal, right? I might have one or two tickets to say Cal, like as a just in case for 50 cents on it. Coach is all about DraftKings 10-cent bets now. The whole new change of philosophy. We're getting 10 bets for $1 from here on out. That's gonna go a long way, especially with our philosophy with running the insurance and stuff. We can still afford to get Bucks and Clippers, all that sort of stuff with Michigan State or whoever we want. So yeah, we're gonna shift on over to DraftKings and start putting in the 10-cent parlays. Let's see. Said agreed on the media dogging the Lakers. I thought they would instantly become one of the favorites. I'm doubting Lakers makes me like them more. Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. I half did, but I thought it was like wishful thinking, as I'd pick the Lakers versus Celtics is my very first scenario, just because obvious. But we kind of wanted the Lakers over Cavs more, but without Steph there's just no angle, right? And the Bucks Clippers thing just doesn't seem like it's happening. Like it's there to happen, but that just doesn't seem like what they're showing us. We had LeBron at the Ohio State game, Xavier Worthy catching 2 touchdowns. Just too much. Now let's see. They didn't trade Austin Reeves. There's a lot of reasons we could not like the Lakers now. They didn't commit any cardinal sins. Coach definitely isn't upset about dumping Anthony Davis, especially not for a player of Luka's caliber. I think that's one of the dumbest trades ever. You never trade the better, like, top heavy talent, right? Like in the NBA, there's so few spots on the court. You build, your number one and your number two first. You don't worry about depth as much, right? You worry about that, later. Like you basically just need guys that aren't going to be getting blown off the court, while the other guys go out and win it. Luka's definitely one of those players. Coach Luka was a huge hit for Coach, depending on how you feel about him. But Coach said coming into the draft that Luka was the best European prospect we've ever seen. Coach was watching a ton of European ball at that time because Sixers were stashing all sorts of guys over in Europe like Dario Saric. And, I was looking out, hoping maybe get like Mario Hezonja. I'm trying to remember who else was back then. But those are the two I think I scouted like the hardest. And then, so when Luka was coming over, that was definitely a guy I wanted the Sixers to get somehow. But I figured they'd end up going to the Mavericks just because of the Nowitzki thing. And ended up happening. I thought maybe he'd end up on the Kings. But, Mavericks ended up scoring him. And that's just one of those trades that only the Lakers could make. Like, they couldn't sell that with any other team. Right? Like, Sixers aren't going to fleece some team for some shit like that. We're going to be on the wrong end of it, taking Andrew Bynum so the Warriors can go win a championship or some shit. All right, so let's see, what else do we got? Just looking at ACC women's basketball, UNC's only lost 4 games. Just saying, maybe that's where UNC's coming in. I could see that. Let's see. Our buddy Michael said, I'm in Canada, bro. If the Leafs win, then it's the end of the world. It can't be the end of the world because the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl in 2150. That'll be their 3rd Super Bowl. And I said, thanks for Nickelback, Avril Lavigne, and the Bare Naked Ladies. But yeah, of course, people acted like it would be the end of the world if the Red Sox ever finally won, and Coach got that one right on the money. 86 and from 86 and 1986, baby. Let's see. This is me. Will definitely be Luka's team after this year. Braun is already relegating himself to the Pippen role, which is best suited for his style anyways. I love Braun getting his 6th ring, riding Steph's coattails. Still think they could have Lakers win it next season, but we've seen way too much to think they're waiting. Hard to understand all the Bucks and Clippers connections unless they both lose the conference finals. I think you're right, Michigan State, so we're rolling with them, but don't like how easily they could win next year instead. Like, yeah, they're young. That's the only thing I don't dig about them, but, a lot of those guys, people leave early now. I'm not sure where Angel Reese and Clark are in their rivalry, but it's hard to see Caitlin losing with all the Hawkeye connections. They're not the favorite, so should easily be able to play them off as the underdog when the finals roll around. Torn between Capitals and Leafs. Yeah, it's like the toughest call for Coach. Leaning Capitals. There's no, just because of the Eagles in 2018 thing. There's no Russian team in the Frozen Four, so Ovechkin winning would prove the sanctions are dumb. So we got that. Let's skip on over. this was the reason Coach wanted to make the video, just basically show you like the confidence level, right? So Lions over Browns, that's the perfect trifecta. Head, heart, gut. Coach isn't sweating it at all. That's fucking going down. You know, we got a lot that has to happen. You know, we'll know for sure when Tom Brady's on the team, all that sort of stuff. But Coach is buying up all the Lions stock he can right now. And as soon as Lions over Browns get live, he's buying that too. He's also buying a ton of Browns conference championship stock, right? So that's Coach's favorite pick is Lions over Browns. He wants that on like every ticket. Guardians over Brewers would be next. We had Rocky Colavito and Bob Uecker going down literally like within minutes of Coach sniffing around. So it's hard not to think that's how it's going down. Frozen Four, Boston College, just seems like it's in the bag. Same with NCAA football, Georgia Tech. So that's the order of confidence. Coach likes Lions over Browns most, Guardians over Browns second, Boston College, Frozen Four, number 3, NCAA football, Georgia Tech, number 4, Lakers over Celtics, number 5, Capitals, number 6, Michigan State Hoops, number 7, Daytona 500, Austin Dillon, number 8, and WNBA Fever at number 9. Coach thinks anything below there, like, you know, NCAA women, anything like that, too squirrely to call, but I'm going to keep a close eye on Florida State. And let's see. Yeah, that's Coach's actual pick there, but he's not telling you to put any money on it, right? So that's, you know, so 9 picks there, and Coach feels really, really good. Like, you know, when Lakers is number 5 on the list, you're not doing too bad, right? So, and then Michigan State number 7, definitely not too bad. From, you know, below there it gets squirrely, right? Austin Dillon, I only got the one explanation mark. Yeah, we got a lot of reasons to like him, but there's a lot, you know, that's got to go into, right? Jimmy Johnson's got to wipe out, you know, and but you know, same thing with the Capitals with the 2018 thing. There's reasons to like it. That probably deserves a second explanation point, but Coach just knows so little about NASCAR that he can't bring himself to rate it any higher than that. And let's see, so let's put it in the old bet calculator. Let's see what our odds are on our top 9 picks. Try to do this as quick as possible for you. Hopefully we already got some loaded in. Michigan State, Guardians World Series. We're going to make that Guardians over Brewers. Lakers to beat Celtics. Browns, we'll leave that because they don't let you do exact result yet. So we're going to do Guardians to beat Brewers. And we'll do Austin Dillon too. Well, no, we'll start small. We'll do Guardians to beat Brewers. Things alright, here we go. Guardians, Brewers, boom. Okay. Browns, Lakers, Michigan State. So that's already at, you know, 21 million, or actually, that's like 43 million to 1 already. Right? So let's take off Michigan State and the Lakers and look at what we're looking like. So Browns and Guardians to beat Brewers 50 cents wins 30,000, so that's 60,000 to 1. You absolutely gotta love that. It'll be even better, certainly in the 6 figures once you can put Lions on it, not by much though. And then what would be the next? Let's look at Georgia Tech. Coach likes them a lot. It's right there. Okay. They are popping off. So that 3-leg would be 8 million to 1 without the lines on there. You put the lines on there, you're looking like 20 million to 1. And then let's see, Georgia Tech, Guardians, Brewers, Browns. What would be next? Oh yeah. Oh, I can't put Boston College on that. So you should be basically multiplying all these by 3, right? So assume Boston College is on this, and this is like a $12 million slip. Right, and then so we can throw Lakers. Yeah, we'll round down at the end. We'll just multiply by 3, even though they're giving us like 325. So NBA was over here. Lakers to beat the Celtics. It's just set up too perfectly, isn't it? I'll be so mad if it's Bucks Clippers, but who cares? Let's see, Lakers over Celtics. So that's making it like 88 million to 1. Actually, so that's like just under, that's like 170 million to 1. So 170 million to 1. If you had Boston College Frozen 4 on there, you'd be looking at like a half billion to 1. So half billion to 1 with Boston College on there. Let's do Austin Dillon. Let's get real crazy. Okay, so you're at 6 billion to 1. You put Boston College on there, you're like 20 billion to 1. And what else? Michigan State's not even on here yet. So you're at like 2 trillion to 1. You do Boston College, you're looking at 6 trillion to 1. Just off a 7 leg. Let's throw the fever on there just to get real crazy. Oops, that's women's college. No, WNBA. That would be, I don't even know at this point, whatever's above a trillion. Right? I think, right? So that's million, that's billion, that's trillion. So we're at like a quadrillion to 1. You throw Boston College on there, that's 4 quadrillion to 1. And the good thing about DraftKings, even though the payout's not, so like I said, let you go down to 10 cents so you can get more variations of bets in. You don't have to worry about breaking the bank as often. Fever, let's see, that'd be something else that's on there. Did I not do the Capitals? Let's just round it out with that. Boom, right there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're looking at 14 quadrillion to 1 odds. If you do Boston College, we're looking at like 40 quadrillion to 1 odds on a 9 leg. Without the lines, you put lines on there too. That's like whatever's above a quadrillion, it would be half of that. So, yeah, there's your war in the Middle East and then some Venice, and that's what you like. So let's go in order of confidence again. So what happens if we take the fever off? Oh, that's gonna hurt. We're only down to a couple quadrillion to 1. Let's make it easy and actually just put a 1 there. No, my coach didn't do that the whole time. And then let's see. I would take off. Actually, I like that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're telling me that's like 5 quadrillion to 1 odds right there. Browns win the AFC, Guardians over Brewers, Georgia Tech. I know a lot of y'all say like, it's fucking Browns, right? Georgia Tech, Lakers to beat Celtics, Austin Dillon, Michigan State, and Capitals. I'm not saying it's not some crazy long shot. It can't be that long of odds, right? Like I know there's technically so many more possibilities. Do we really think a lot of those possibilities are possible? Right, like they're just gonna have some random nobody that nobody cares about doing something awesome when there's so much better shit going down. Right, so let's whittle it down just a little bit more. Let's take Austin Dillon off there. 1, 2, 3. You're still at, so let's see, that's million, billion, right? So that's 65 billion, right? 1, 2, 3, 65 billion to 1, right there. Which one do we trust the least? I say these guys. That takes it down to million, billion. So it's like 2 billion to 1 odds there. And keep in mind, none of these have Boston College hockey. So it's really still like 6 billion to 1 right there. Oh, I know what Coach wanted to talk about. We're going to get something good here in a second. We're just going to keep having fun here for 1 more minute. We don't really trust the Capitals that much. What's that take it down to? So 176 million to 1. That four leg, does that four leg feel like 176 million to one? If Boston College was on there, they'd be telling you it was a half billion to one. Does that look like a half billion to one? Let's take the Browns off. They're still saying 2 million to one odds right there without Boston College. So you think Guardians to beat Brewers, Georgia Tech, Lakers to beat Celtics, and the fucking Boston College Eagles, that four leg, you think that's 6 million to one odds? Coach doesn't think so. And, obviously people would probably be most skeptical about the Brewers. So let's just look at that. And look, goes all the way down to that. You'd be looking at 2,000 to 1 for just Georgia Tech and Lakers beating the Celtics. If you put Boston College on there, you're looking like $8,000. Still a very solid bet, but you gotta wait a while for Georgia Tech. Here's what Coach wanted to talk about. He's needed a palate cleanser. Let's get off sports for a minute. Okay? Coach likes to think about where we are, what we can do, all that sort of stuff. So Coach was thinking, where does he really think we are? And if he had to guess, he thinks we're underground. We're in the cave, like legitimately. Like they show you that in the George Lucas movie, like THX, where at the end he's got to like climb out, and they got Logan's Run, like all sorts of crazy stuff, and they always bluff about the underground bunkers and shit living underground. Coach thinks it's us. He thinks that we're underground and that there's probably like a way better world out there, and if there's not, it's because we destroyed it. So that's Coach's thoughts there. You'd like to hear what yours are? Not much to really add. Sorry, it's been a bit of a lazier presentation lately, but Coach usually goes super fucking hard, so we'll get back to form. We just really need to collect our thoughts so we knew like what to focus on going forward. But Coach feels like we've narrowed it down a lot down enough that we can just focus on our favorites and not worry so much about the rest. Just hone in on them and see exactly what the numbers are, all that sort of stuff. So pretty much every video from this point forward, with the exception of, the hardcore Daytona coverage, is just going to be about our like picks to win championships, that sort of stuff. So obviously Daytona's at the forefront. That's what we care about the most right now. Then we're going to immediately shift gears after Sunday over to college basketball. And then once that wraps up, it's going to be full tilt NBA and NHL / WNBA. Okay, I'm thinking the WNBA is a little bit later, hopefully. I think it's after the NBA. So, that should be good for us. And then after, and pretty much this whole time, what really sucks is after Daytona, Coach isn't going to be able to just focus on one sport. It's going to be every single one we're talking about. So college basketball and baseball, right? And then it's going to be NBA, NHL, and baseball. And then it's going to be WNBA and baseball. And then it's going to be, NFL starting up, NCAA football starting up, college basketball starting up, and baseball, right? So, and we're probably have Tyson fights coming in soon, all that sort of stuff. So, basically, Coach is thinking, if we can just make it out of this and do what we're thinking, where we can just light them up, it really doesn't matter if we're like ever this lucky again or this good or whatever. We should be able to maintain a pretty similar standard, especially if we're retired. Yeah, there's no doubt that we've had to push like way too hard and work way too hard to get to where we are. Right? Like Coach has literally been falling over sick like every day. That's not sustainable. But how much that is a result from having to work a 40-hour work week. We get the 40-hour work week out of the equation. Coach would easily be able to give at least the same amount of effort, if not even more, and then still be more relaxed, rejuvenated, all that sort of good stuff. So that's the long-term plan before we get, short-term plan before we get out of the cave, is get unretired and get to chilling. So we can go full time, because Coach's really thinking like, are we still gonna be motivated after we get it? And then the answer is fuck yeah. If you're that good at something, you keep fucking doing it. We think we're the best. If we prove it, we're gonna always be the best until we're not here anymore.